Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Katie, and today we are doing TV Talk, The Walking Dead edition. So, The Walking Dead Season 5 90-minute finale was last Sunday, and it just blew my mind. And I've been wanting to do a TV Talk about it for some time now, but I'm convinced that everyone had a horrible week this past week, and that was including myself. So let me just tell you about my week. I had 3 tests, 2 papers, and a quiz, and including class, and it was awful. I've been wanting to film this video all week to get it out right after the finale, and it just never happened. I just didn't have enough time because I was studying forever. But now I have time to film this video, and I'm super excited. I was thinking about doing a entire Season 5 wrap-up, but since I didn't do a Season 5A wrap-up, I didn't really want to do a Season 5B wrap-up, plus it would end up being like 50 minutes long and no one would watch that. So I'm just going to talk about the season finale. I might touch on a few subjects and loose ends that were brought up in the episode before, but mostly I'm going to talk about the season 5 finale. First of all, this whole 90-minute episode, it went by so fast. Let's make every single episode of every single season 90 minutes because I would watch it probably twice over. So the episode starts with Morgan, and I'm really happy about this because we've only seen him, if you guys remember the past season, we only saw him twice. And he was on the trail of these guys, but he wasn't catching up. And it was really frustrating because obviously we knew that he was better now. He wasn't crazy. He had his shit together, and it was just great. So I'm really excited that this episode started off with Morgan. I'm also really excited that we got to finally see the crazy W, and there are 2 of them, and with these people, with the wolves, we've been seeing the dismemberment all throughout the season. If you guys remember, we've been seeing these people being dismembered. We also saw that horrific scene where Maggie finds a walker bound up in the trunk. So I was assuming that it was a kidnap situation, and whoever kidnapped them just left them there. And we also did see the wolves are coming, I believe, in the episode where Tyrese dies. So we've been kind of building up to this wolves. I have read the 2 compendiums of The Walking Dead, and I'm not caught up because I'm waiting for the next compendium to come out because I can't read them installment by installment. I need them all at once. I need to just be able to read it straight through. And I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember anything about the wolves. This is something new to the season and new to the show, I believe. So it's pretty interesting where we're going. And also on that subject, this is later in the episode, but I believe it was Deanna who said that they exiled 2 males and a female. And I would be really surprised if these 2 guys were not those same 2 men that came back that were exiled, and it just drives the point home that, being exiled doesn't work because they're just gonna go out and get all of these people and come back and attack for safety. And so that's kind of the whole conflict of Deanna versus Rick is very much this isn't good, we have to kill them. We have to kill the problem because it's different out there now. It's not easy to find shelter. So they're going to come back and they're going to want to take over the place. He's having flashbacks to the governor and the prison. The governor comes back and wants to take the prison because it was the only safe place. And I think that's what Rick is. He's kind of going crazy about that because he doesn't want this to happen again. With the governor, we can't just exile Pete because he's definitely one of those people that would go and gather a bunch of followers and bring them back. So I think this whole conflict between Rick and Deanna is really interesting, and I am Team Rick 100% of the time. The next thing I want to talk about is Gabriel. I have never liked Gabriel from the beginning. I mean, everyone knows that he's a coward. I don't know anyone who actually likes Gabriel. He has a crisis of faith like every other scene, and it's just really frustrating. When Sasha's about to kill him and Maggie comes in and it's like holds his hand and they're in a circle, and it's just like, Maggie is such a ray of sunshine. I just love her so much, and her and Glenn deserve everything in the world because they're such great characters. Glenn. Okay, so I've been thinking that Glenn is going to die at some point in the show. He is the one character that I think would have the most impact on a lot of fans, and Glenn is one of those characters where I never realize how much I actually love him until he's in danger or until like the feelings hit me, you know? And I flipped when he got shot. I flipped out. And it's because we didn't get to see him for like 3 commercial breaks. And I was sitting there and I was like, I can't concentrate on anything. I need to know what happens to Glenn. And then we see him come back and then he gets attacked by the walkers. And then it's just like, there were too many scenes in between my Glenn scenes. I could not concentrate on what was happening because I was so upset about Glenn. I could not concentrate on anything. You can ask my roommates. I was just really frustrated with that, and I know they did that for a reason, but yeah, it was just really frustrating. It was like, all I could think about was Glenn. Then we finally see him again, and he can't kill Nick, and that's just another reason why I love him so much. He's like a warrior, but he also has a heart of gold, and him and Maggie are the two that definitely the best characters left, because they can fight, but they don't cross those, moral boundaries like Rick does. So Daryl and Aaron, I'm loving them right now together, and they get to the freaking trap, and oh my god, they get attacked, they go into that damn car, and then Morgan comes and saves them. Like, thank the Lord. I loved that scene. I loved when Daryl was like trying to be all good and like sacrifice himself, and Aaron is like, dude, no, like, we're gonna both go. It's not your fault. And I just think they have a really good dynamic, and I'm really excited to see how it plays out in the future. The end. First of all, I've said this before in this video already, but I love Rick Grimes so much. He's one of my favorite male characters. He's my favorite character on The Walking Dead, and he's one of my favorite all-time characters, ever. If I ever make a video of my top 10 all-time favorite characters, Rick Grimes would be way up there, if not number 1. So when they're at the hearing, and Rick is not there, and Maggie and Abraham and everyone is just talking about how much they love Rick and how much they support Rick, that just like melted my heart, because they truly, truly believe in him and they truly would follow him anywhere. And I think that scene was so important because in this season in general, we haven't really known what the group's standing is on Rick, because we saw Michonne knock him out. They want to be safe so bad that we don't really know if they'll still follow Rick. But this just cemented the fact that they've been through so much together, that they are a family, and it just made my heart so happy, and I was really, really excited when that happened. In the end, when Rick is killing the walkers and he just brings it in and is just like, shows up 10 minutes late with a dead zombie, like a hipster walker killer or whatever, was just so great. He was like, I didn't kill it, like someone left the gate open. And oh, so good. And then Pete freaking comes with the katana and accidental decapitation. That's a thing, apparently. And then Deanna's just like, Rick, like, do it. And no hesitation, just turns around and kills Pete. And then Morgan is standing right there, and he looked so disappointed. Now the roles are almost reversed, but it's also like, the world is so much worse, too, that it's just like, oh, it was so good. I was really, really happy. I was really happy with the ending. One thing that I didn't really like about this episode is that there was so much going on that some of the scenes were chopped together so fast that I just didn't. It was just too fast, I think. They tried to put too much shock value. But I don't know. Overall, I thought it was really good. One thing that we didn't see a lot of Carl in this episode, which was fine. And I'm actually warming up a lot more to Carl in this season. And I don't know if it's just because he hasn't had a lot of lines or just because he's getting better. But one thing I wanted to talk about with you guys to see if you think it's the same, if you see the same thing as me, and it didn't happen in the finale, it happened in the previous episode, when he is with Enid, whom I love them together so much. They're so cute. They were hiding in the tree. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. When Enid has her knife and she's carving into the tree, it looks kind of like a W. So, I don't know. I don't know what is up with her. I think we can trust her. I really hope we can trust her. I hope that this guy with the guys with the W on their heads aren't related to her or like her older brother or something. They seemed too young to be her dad. Again, we don't know if these two guys are who has been exiled. I'm just speculating. But I think when she's carving, go back and watch that scene, and I think it looks like she's carving a W into the wood. Let me know what you think down below. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. It's so much happened in this show. With Carol calling Rick Sunshine, oh man, I love her. I adore her so much. She is so great. In between the freaking out about Glenn, we have the beautiful Rick and Michonne scene. Now let me tell you, I have not shipped a lot of characters on this show. There's not a lot of time to ship characters. I feel like everyone ships Maggie and Glenn. But it's been so long since we've had any sort of human romantic interaction that I've been shipping people left and right. Carl and Enid. Tara was flirting with that girl at the party. Like Sasha and that kid who opened the door. I was just like, yeah, like give me some romantic feelings. I need it. I need the lightness of it. And then in between stressing out about Glenn because he just got shot or he just got attacked by walkers, I can't remember which one it was, we have this beautiful Rick and Michonne scene. And I always loved them together as partners, as, you know, backing each other up, as friends, anything. And then this scene happens and I just melted. I want them to be together now. They're so in love. I just like, it just hit me. All the feels hit me. So in the next season, obviously we're going to have some conflict with the wolves. I hope it's not too much like the conflict with the governor. I'm really excited to see the interaction between Rick and Morgan, especially after that whole thing. And I feel like Morgan will understand, but also he has this like all life is precious mentality, so I don't know what will happen. I thought the continuity of this episode was really great, and they're bringing all these, you know, intertwining storylines back together. Really excited for next season. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I hope that wasn't just too much rambling and shouting at the computer about The Walking Dead. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, especially about the Enid thing down below, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye! He's such a cutie. Sing the theme song because it's like it's literally just